in the calendar. Next to me is Tom Holland again. He should have been last week, but the grid was full enough that we couldn't have a co-commentator. So welcome, Tom. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Hopefully I'm here the full time this week. We see.
And let's hope the race will be a bit cleaner than last week's, and then we should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the track is wider. We are pretty much used. Road Atlanta is a narrow track. It is the thing we usually see on this tight, narrow tracks like Brands Hatch, like Road Atlanta, or whatever the stupid track in the USA in the desert is called.
Oh Christ, Willow Springs.
Yeah, exactly that one. These races are pretty much chaotic all the time. And yeah, this is maybe the first race of the calendar which is really important on what car you're sitting. Because, yeah, you have Monza at literally a single straight line interrupted by 3 chicanes. And so, yeah, if you have the power, you might have an advantage. What cars do you see in the advantage for tonight?
Weirdly enough, the ones that look the least aerodynamic are actually the quickest around it. But the weird-looking Bean one, the Peugeot, you're going to see that quite high up. And the VW, the Volkswagen, definitely pretty quick around here. And the Audi is also very good at the exits. So definitely look out for those three.
That's what I mean. We have just 4 timed laps, but you see it is currently the Audi leading ahead of 2 Peugeots, and then a bit behind is Page in the Hyundai Genesis. Yeah, a long time ago it was a quick car.
Briefly remember that. Yeah, it's a shame it's a lot slower now. It is one of my favourite Group 4s, but it seems they've nerfed it a lot in recent seasons.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately.
I remember when Will approached me actually about the whole idea for WTCC, he pointed at that car and said, what if we had a touring car league with cars that look like that? So it's a shame it's not as quick anymore, because it is a good car.
Yes, but a lot of cars are like, also the BMW was a good car. You always needed to know how to shift it, and it's still difficult to be quick on it, but yeah, the lack of top speed is now absolutely notable.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is with BMW, it's such a good-looking car. You have to say, BMWs are cool cars. I love BMWs, but, like, why is it slow?
Yeah, you don't need to
They've done us dirty.
Call it to the maybe biggest BMW simp in the server. And I really like, I'm not a big fan of the current designs of the car, so...
oh god, yeah. Massive grills.
Yeah, the massive grills I'm not the biggest fan of. So, I mean, the M4 GT3 is now released for, I think, 1.5 years, something like that. And you're getting used to it. But still, if I see the M6 next to it, I am thinking, boys, it was so easy to make a great car. Then you make this big nose.
While we're talking about BMWs, what is your golden generation of the M3?
Oh, it's hard to say.
Everyone has one.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with the E30 is, I think, the first BMW generation I got in touch with, but I think I would go for the E36. So 1 generation later than the E30.
Yeah. Now my all-time favourite is still the E30. My dream car, would love one. Beautiful cars.
It is absolutely beautiful, E30, but I have more, like...
sentiment.
Relationship to the E36.
I think we had an E36 when I was growing up, funnily enough. They're good cars as well, to be fair.
But also the E36 3 Series generation brought. I think it's the 316 with the really short tail, and this is absolutely horrible.
The hatchback looking one. I don't know what they were thinking with that.
I mean, they showed a few years later with the 1 Series that they can do much better. So who's currently the quickest? It is currently Will Sutters, who we will not see in the qualifying. Oh yeah, we talked about a lot of penalties, so don't be surprised to not see Will Sutters today in the qualifying. He's banned for this qualifying session.
He'll be a good boy from now on.
Have to stay in the pits. Yeah, let's hope he will.
Save our sanity.
I mean, at least the discussion wasn't that big about the penalty. I expected it a bit bigger.
We all agreed, pretty much.
And I think in the end, he would never say that he agrees with the decision, but I think deep inside he knows that it was a mistake and that the penalty is deserved.
Yeah, it was the right decision at the end of the day, but you know, racing's racing and it happens, unfortunately.
And overall, it was quite funny when I did the comms on Road Atlanta. I was like, yeah, okay, race 2 looked so much dirtier in my eyes. I mean, I also had the feedback from my drivers who complained a bit about the little pushy and what is quite normal in the reverse grid situation when quick people try to get to the front. But the funny thing is we haven't given a single penalty in race 2, while every penalty that was given, and it was quite a lot, I think. Let me quickly check. I think we had Stein with a push to pass. Tom with a penalty, Tom with 2 penalties actually, and Will the Arcade was only 4 penalties. It was just a really big one for Will.
Yeah.
But,
I think the reverse grids have always been quite a difficult one since the series started. They've always, not always, but like there's usually been incidents in the reverse grids. I think we should definitely think about experimenting with some kind of new format. Maybe you're reversing only half of the grids, but I don't know. Maybe you don't need to fix that isn't, so you know, something that isn't broke.
I mean, I'm racing in quite a lot of leagues who are using this. So there is leagues where it is a problem, and then on the other hand, there are leagues where it is not a problem a single time. So it is, in the end, it is on the drivers to make it clean. I mean, yeah, I think overall the GR4 grid is a bit closer. We saw it on lap times on Road Atlanta. Maybe we won't see it tonight because the cars are in this case very different. But also I think the Peugeots can be really close together, and every single mistake counts. And if you see, I mean, if you fought, for example, for the win with a guy in the first race and you see him now 2 positions ahead of you after the reverse grid, you maybe get the 1% motivation too much that forces you into maybe a little over-aggressive maneuvers.
I just think overall people need to realise that the race isn't won on lap 1. You know, I get it's a sprint race, but you know, how long in these races? 15, 20 minutes, I think it's fair to say. You've got plenty of time to make that move that you need to do.
Definitely. And I mean, at the end of the race we see that the gaps are more than half a second usually, and so if you lose this 1 second, it is not a big problem. We have Joe Witt, the championship leader, and probably the favorite on the pole, next to Clark, I think. Really depends who has the better top speed, because Clark and Joe are really good drivers.
No Tyler today, might be worth noting, but I don't think he would have been anywhere anyway, because that Swift was horrendous on the straights.
I mean, he was attentive. I can say that Devil had the same reason to not show up today, because it absolutely makes no sense with the BMW.
Yep. I don't blame him at all. I'd do the exact same, to be honest.
So 11 cars, 10 on the track. Must be horrible 15 minutes now for Will, I think.
I think quali should be shortened as well, if I'm honest. That's another thing I feel like should be changed. Quali should be 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think the same. It makes a bit of sense if you use very long tracks or longer tracks like Monza, but as we're usually racing short layouts and shorter and general tracks like Road Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, when we're doing Brands Hatch Indy, you get like 17 qualifying laps. Like, it's a bit crazy.
Yeah, especially since there is no fuel consumption in the qualifying anymore.
True, true.
So it's even quicker to just back out and. Oh, you have a big fan in the chat.
We have a big fan in the chat.
It
we
is.
do have a big fan in the chat.
Crybaby is saying hi, Tom.
I'm guessing that's Fern. Hello. Joe got a very good exit out Parabolica there. He's on for a good lap. He's not shifting up to 6th. Now he's shifting up to 6th. Revving out 5th gear.
Let's
I'm sure
see
that's
what the top
quick.
speed is for the 245.
Did he hit 240 there? 245. Wow.
242 for the TT.
Even in Maze, nice to see you in the chat too.
Lucas maybe with a smart move here out of the slipstream from Page.
Yeah, they're already bunched up here, aren't they? I mean, I guess, how much do you reckon slipstream is going to help here? Definitely a lot, surely.
Definitely. So slipstream is a key, but you need a good rear, definitely. Because if you're, for example, like Stein is currently behind two Hyundais who are in Page's case a bit off pace.
Yeah, he's overtaken him now. I was just about to say he's going to want to get ahead of him.
This will ruin both guys' laps.
I think we need to give Will another penalty. He's just given us secret information that he's in fact reducing the weight of his car by taking a poo.
Well,
is that legal?
Yeah, we will find the poo and put it on his backseat.
Oh God! Oh.
So yeah, we have with Joe and Winkle, two guys who have clean air and will now give us the first timed laps. So what will be the benchmark? 155.5. Winkle looking like a 56. That's a second slower. That's a very impressive lap from Joe.
Yeah, really, without slipstream, that's where you want to be, for 155.5 at the minimum.
Stein Van Hart, 156.8. Lucas Mace, 56.9. Sereo, 58.1. So this is BMW times.
Yeah, I feel bad for Thoreau this season. He's definitely struggled to get that car going, and the tracks really have not helped him whatsoever.
I mean, he got his podium at Road Atlanta and he picked a car on his own, so...
Yeah, his fault.
And we had the first pick, so it was like not you have to choose.
You've had the first pick.
You have to choose between Swift and BMW because it's the leftovers. You had everything. You had good references from the season before. You had no update, but it is what it is.
I reckon he's due some good results later this season, definitely. I mean, he is a former champion at the end of the day.
Definitely. I think Brands Hatch will be the next track where he should be competitive.
He's quick around there, that BMW. Definitely one to look out for that track.
So Clark, meanwhile, jumped to P2, half a second slower than Joe, and
he's in the
lost the car in the gravel.
Super as well, snuck onto P3. While we weren't looking, Langsadler only just half a tenth ahead of the car behind him.
Let's see what Sector 2 is showing. tiny bit of an improvement. Should be not enough to attack Clark, but every improvement could help him. But there's a penalty.
Never mind. Stein's about to finish his next flying lap, and he's
with a big improvement.
Just missed out the 55s. Very good lap from Stein there. He's been making some really good improvements over these past couple of seasons, and I think he's getting along well with this RCZ.
Silvia with an improvement to P5, 56.6. I mean, the top end speed from Silvia was 242. 42.2, interesting top speed. It isn't actually too bad. But I think
you've just got to wait 3 waking days.
Yeah, it takes a while for the BMW to reach that. I think that the 7th gear is the little boost it needed to actually get on speed.
I feel like if Ruben can get a good position in qualifying here and then hold his own through the first corner, he might be able to stay ahead of some of the cars behind him. But overtaking is definitely going to be an issue for him today.
It is. And I think in slipstream it will be hard to defend against the Peugeots and the Audis. On the brakes he should have an advantage. Clark on an outlap. Definitely want to go back to the front row.
Stein's getting a bit of slipstream here from Landstaff a little bit, but I'm not sure if he's improving. No, he's not improving. He's 17 seconds down. Never mind.
And we have really short gaps here in the midfield, where Langstadler and Silvia are separated by less than a tenth. Then it's less than 4 tenths to Winkel. Kubinski less than a tenth on P7. So a bit surprised. I thought the Scirocco had a better top speed.
The main thing it's good at is getting out the corners well, but Kubinski has complained to me a little bit, saying that there's a bit of wheel spin coming out of Ascari especially. So there is some corners where it's not as good on.
I remember Scirocco. Wheel spin is definitely an issue.
I like that car, it's a good car. Worked well for me around Panorama last season, I will say. Yeah, no really big major improvements so far from all the other guys. At the moment, it looks like Joe, even without slipstream, Witt's time is going to stand there for quite a while unless someone can get slipstream and get a better lap time with him. Because I think the usual suspects to beat him for pole would probably be Sutters and Davison, and Davison isn't here, and Sutters has got a penalty.
I think Clark might go for an attempt to catch Van Hart on P2. Let's see, he's now going to Parabolica.
Very close there to get the best run possible. Just missed out half a tenth of improvement. So it would have been a tenth down on Van Hart.
Langstadler on his way to Sector 2 line.
Yeah, he's on a slow lap here, I think.
Definitely. Winkel on his way to the finish line. Can he improve? No improvement for him. Kubinski on an outlap.
Now. Gran hasn't made any mistakes so far. It looks like he's a bit wide of that apex though. But I mean, considering how close the grid is, he might have a tow from the Belgian in front of him as well. Not sure. This lap doesn't look fast, but I don't know, might be the lag.
Might be the BMW. No improvement, second off.
Been a bit quiet now. Everyone got their initial laps in and no one's improved since.
Yeah, it is, of course.
Speaking of.
And then his Joe absolutely running. I think he might have had a little slipstream from Kubinski here.
Possible, yeah. The one person I'm sure they did not want to see improve, though.
Yeah, but since there's no fuel and tire wear, you are able to set the perfect lap on the first run.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is secret information, but I have been informed that Joe has been setting around 55 mids on race pace. So, I mean, the RCZ works well around here.
Yeah. And Joe is an outstanding driver. We don't have to talk about that. So Clark with an improvement, but still not enough to...
Unfortunately.
I think it was only improving by 100 or something.
I'm genuinely surprised how close this midfield is, though. I was not expecting a close grid in quali today.
Soreo on an improvement. Could be enough to go for the second row. And also Thielen behind him could benefit from it if he can keep in a slipstream. It's really hard to judge Ruben's line.
We get to see everything as well that the Belgian driver can deliver. I mean, it's only a second round, but I think he got an 8th last week. Which, I mean, considering the calibre of drivers, it's all right.
P9 and P11.
P9, there you go. You know, he's still yet to prove himself, but he is going up massively here in the slipstream with Ruben.
So, 2 minutes left. Kubinski with a big improvement, jumping on P4. That's very important for him. And Joe is definitely a rear you want to look at.
You want to look at Joe's rear, do you?
So now with Soreo and Thielen, 2 drivers who were improving till Sector 2. Soreo couldn't bring it to the finish line, but Thielen improved and jumped Lucas Mays. Is now on P8.
Yeah, it's a shame Thoreau couldn't go that tiny bit faster. Because you look how close the gap is still to Lang Sadler ahead.
Practice start here from Joe. I think he's already pretty secured.
Kubinski won't be able to set a lap here. He's got a 1 second penalty.
Yeah, same for Stein. Clark on an out lap.
I think Joe's happy with the lap he set, to be honest. He's not even showing any attention to doing more laps.
I mean, yeah, he's 6/10 ahead.
Yeah, I don't see who can beat that lap, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure Clark is not going for another hot lap attempt.
Has he stopped the car? Slow down.
Did a practice start, and I think there's not enough time. I think if he would have gone for the full lap.
Kubinski and Lucas Mays will be able to get another lap here by the looks of it.
And they will definitely have enough time after serving the penalty.
Maybe Thorejo. It's going to be close with Thorejo.
Should be just about not enough to make another lap.
He's gone wide here. Just misses out on an extra lap.
Van Hart and Langstadler currently in a slipstream train behind Page. Thielen with another improvement. P5.
That's impressive from his second round. I don't think he's ever raced in GTRC before. I certainly don't recognise him.
I never saw a Belgian flag.
I vaguely know who he is. I did a league with him once a year ago. But he's definitely showing that he can have some pace around here. Only 2 tenths behind his teammate.
And Kubinski is not a guy we would consider as slow.
Multiple time race winner now. Won a couple last season too.
Now Langstadler is in traffic. Can make the move before the Parabolica, but will not get the perfect exit. But maybe he had enough slipstream to improve his lap time.
I love this. Looking at
yes, big improvement from Langstadler, P2.
From Langstadler. Sorry, I should have been paying attention to that.
Yes.
I find it funny. First and fourth, both sat in the pits. Sebastian Vettel style, get the pole from the pits.
Yeah, so big improvement, but still 6/10 ahead. Joe with an absolute crazy lap. Then we have Peugeot number 2 and Peugeot number 3 following with Langstadler and Van Aert. Clark in the TT. Kubinski in the Scirocco, followed by his teammate Thielen. Sereo P7.
I just want to say, looking at that top 6, you wouldn't have been called crazy to put money on those cars being in the top 6. Like, all the cars on the quick on the straights. I think the only one out of position here is Freddie Winkle.
Yes, but also there's another 6/10 behind P2, so
yeah, true.
But I have actually no clue. I just can barely remember that the Lexus was quite solid on the straight line, but also a bit clumsy in these tight corners. So it will be pretty interesting how quick Will is going up the grid, especially when 3 of the really quick Peugeots are in absolute clean air, and I'm pretty sure that there will not be much fighting between Langstadler, Van Aert and Joe Witt.
I know Van Aert and Langstadler are in the same party, and I'm guessing Langstadler's not going to bat his teammate.
It wouldn't make any sense. I think for them it should be, it might be the best to get rid of the TT behind them as quick as possible and then throw it at the podium.
It could be interesting to see what Sassas does. Tries to get back up the grid. I did test that car before last season, and I will admit I wasn't impressed by it, but a lot of people have used it in the past couple of seasons. They've done good things with it, so who knows?
Will be, like always, pretty interesting, and also really interesting, especially at Monza, will be turn 1.
Yeah, we haven't spoken about Monza turn 1 today, have we?
Well, not yet. There was no reason to talk about it, but yeah, when the start is... yeah, Monza turn 1 is... I mean, I see a lot of guys practicing, what is a good thing, and is definitely helpful to previous seasons, where the practice was literally the warm-up before the qualifying. And so I'm pretty sure most of the guys are used to the braking point, even at the starting situation.
I hope so.
But especially on the standing start, people usually get to brake a bit later, and then it can cause massive carnage. I think the last time we were here in the GTRC must be in the Silvia, so quite long ago. And I can remember the Salim torpedo.
That race.
I mean, I think there was about
though.
8 or 9 cars in the grid, and he made sure that 4 of them died in the first corner.
Yeah, I will say, every time I've raced at this track, and this is a bit of advice I give to everyone who races at this track, always practice braking on the inside at turn 1. Always practice braking off of a starting launch, because it's super important that you don't overshoot it, because it does mess up your entire race.
Yeah, and like you said, braking on the inside line, it is the best way to defend turn 1. If a car is really close. I mean, it's
unless someone tries to do a Max Verstappen.
I mean, there's a lot of examples in history of racing where Monza turn 1 was an absolute mess.
Can't remember from memory what the most recent big Monza Turn 1 crash. There was one recently, wasn't there? In some kind of formula category.
I can't tell you. I'm not that much into Formula
I don't
series.
follow them.
Most of
Yeah,
them
I don't
are
like
just
Formula
super
series.
boring. I mean, the last time I actively watched it was at Spa in the 24 hours, and yeah, not good memories on this Formula race.
Right, now we are ready to get going now. All the cars lined up on the grid. It's a Team Spirit front two with the third Peugeot right behind. What your prediction?
So France is dominating Italy, and I'm going very risky and predicting Joe for P1.
Really?
Yeah, it's a wild guess, but let's see what happens in turn 1.
Quite safe there.
Oh, Langstadler.
Very careful. Langstadler goes for it. They leave each other room though.
Sereo with a good start. Also Satos with a brilliant start already on P8. But everyone made it. Yeah, Winkel with a really poor start, but yeah, the TT is probably the worst car off the line. And behind him there were only rear-wheel driven cars with better start.
Stein's under pressure now from Clark. Manages to cover it off, but Clark's got another run here and Stein's pushed wide a little bit onto the gravel. Clark seems to think there wasn't any contact there.
Sereo in a three-way fight with Tatas.
He's let the position back. Clark's given the position back. Dougie's had a very, very good start here. Page up to P5. I always remember that Hyundai being very, very good off launch.
And yeah, the really ambitious Scirocco's from Phantom S dropped a bit back. They had a lot of rear-wheel driven cars behind them.
It's 3 wide going into the first part of the Scari.
Kubinski against Mace. Sereo bit wide.
Scari clean. Oh, and that's Kubinski with a penalty as well.
Rare
Probably
thing.
Cut the corner a little bit. Rare thing.
Kubinski and track limit.
Road Atlanta.
Best friends. Yeah, Red Bull Ring, or literally every track where track limits are a bit of a problem. But yeah, interesting to see Langstadler and Witt are immediately pulling away, while Van Hart is feeling the pressure from Clark. So the Team Spirit cars on a really good run at the moment. Already pulled a gap of 2.5 seconds. The tire strategy will also big thing.
Smug green. Yeah, some of them are telling me actually that it's probably not worth changing tyres. So it'd be interesting to see who does change tyres.
Pretty sure that the rear-wheel driven cars, the fastest way is not changing tyres. Front-wheel driven cars, Peugeot is quite good. The TT might be a bit heavy, but now the attack, no chance for Clark to go for the move against Van Hart. And there's a car sideways, and I think it is Mace. It was a Hyundai.
Yeah, it is. Must have
and
been.
Page is still there.
Position here.
Out of the second chicane. Haven't seen if there was contact, just looked a bit like he lost the rear.
Kaminski will be serving his penalty soon after Scari. He is catching up to Dougie. He might be able to break away just a little bit, keep ahead of Thoreau after serving the penalty. Oh, he's gone into the back of Dougie though.
Yeah, a little bit of contact, and that costed him a lot of time and also definitely the position against Thoreau.
Now, he is supposed to move off the racing line here, but it is quite difficult for him considering he's got a car on his right as well.
I mean, luckily the cars are getting ghosted, so won't blame him for that. A little bit of contact here between Page and Winkel. And Kubinski lost 4 positions with his penalty.
He's going for the undercut here. Getting his pit stop out early. Smart move, you think?
But definitely, if he's not going to change tires, definitely a smart move.
I think the one thing I would say around here is you are going to be out of that slipstream train if you do pit early. So
Yes,
it's
but
a
you're
big
also
risk.
out of traffic.
Exactly. And I think it's fair to say Kubinski is a lot faster than the cars around him at that point in time.
And if you can't use your top speed because you get slowed down on the straight and have to change the lines, it might be quicker for him to go for the undercut. We will see. It is.
We've missed this, sorry. Sussers is up to third. No clue what's happened there.
Van Aert picked up a penalty. Not sure where he did that. Winkel also sitting on a penalty.
It's now going to take a Herculean effort for Sussers to catch the leader.
But these guys are working pretty good together. I think Joe might pull away at the point Langstadler losing the slipstream.
Yeah, he's pulled out just a little bit. I think that's enough now to break the slipstream. If you look at that gap, it's just over, what, 3/4 of a second, sorry. Usually where that slipstream is.
But
Looks like he's
Langstadler is
benefiting still a
gaining.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, to benefit both of them, I feel like Langstadler's going to want to catch up and maybe start bump drafting even. Because Sutters looks like he's definitely not losing massively on them.
Let's see what the top end speed of the Lexus is. It's 241.
Now, I'm not sure if this is something you're supposed to do with the Lexus, but a lot of the time when I have watched people drive it, they do short shift, and I did recommend it to Will, but I don't think he's listened to me. But yeah, a lot of people do short shift that car. Yeah, Langstadler and Witt are building a big gap here.
Yes, also Sutters is getting some pressure from Clark behind him. Van Aert lost a bit of the pace. Is now out of slipstream.
I mean, he's got to hope that Sutters and Clark battle. No other really close cars here. Everyone's died down a little bit. It'd be interesting to see in a couple of laps' time, or maybe even this lap, we'll figure out whether the undercut was the right move for Kubinski or not.
I think we might see the first pile of cars in the pits now. Maybe the
I don't think any of them are
Peugeots
going to pit for tyres.
can go for a fifth lap.
Seems silly to me for pit tyres around here.
Yeah, definitely. There's literally nowhere.
Lightning McQueen style, no
I
style.
think
No tyres.
Langstadler is the
Langstadler's coming
first in the pits. While Joe is going for another lap. Sutter's in the pits, same as Clark. Van
It's the
Aert.
key moment though. Who changes tyres?
Sereo is going for another lap with Thielen.
That's Langstadler's just taking fuel. And Sutters does the same. Yeah, no one's taking tyres. They've all realised. Oh, never mind. Freddie's taking tyres. And so is Dougie. Maybe they know something we don't.
So Kubinski. I can't
Has
remember the
benefited a little bit.
gap between him and Stein.
I don't think it was that close. He's definitely benefited a little bit. Cleared some of the cars, and he's got a 1 second penalty. Always speaking too soon.
He could be that much more successful if his worst enemy, the track limits, wouldn't strike every track.
Definitely agree. Yeah, the only two who seem to stay out now is Thiesen
and Sereo and Witt. I think Witt will be there. Everyone will pit now.
Stayed out as well.
But very impressive from Thielen so far. I mean, yeah, we know the BMW is not the best car around here, but keeping the pace with a former champion is still a brilliant achievement.
Here's an interesting one. Who is the best driver on this grid who hasn't won a championship yet?
Yeah, Joe Witt, obviously.
Yeah.
I would say, and then
since he joined, he's been doing a go. Yeah. So yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he will earn the championship, and then it's Sutters.
It has to be, yeah. Or Tyler, but he's not here today.
Tyler won the championship.
Oh no, Tyler won, didn't he? He won.
Yeah, he's the reigning champion.
Yeah, he is. I'm thinking IA's in the Swift. No chance he wins it. He wasn't in the Swift last season. I know I'm a bit biased though.
Big gap to Langstadler after
definitely built a very big gap there, yeah. Langstadler's got a lot more fuel than him.
Yes. Ooh, big slide here from Sutters.
Yeah, call me out for being biased, but I think Langstadler's the best who hasn't won a race yet.
Probably, yeah.
I got it right. Yes.
Let's see, Kubinski won a race.
Clark hasn't won one yet either, but I think it's too soon to tell.
I mean, there's the sample size of Clark is currently not that big.
He's been good though since the start.
The pace is good, but consistency is the thing he struggles a bit with. But yeah, Kubinski's undercut definitely worked against Sereo.
Has worked massively though, yeah. I think he might have issues with Sereo behind him. Interesting to see. If he keeps on picking up penalties, he'll definitely have issues. I think now Langstadler's just got to watch to make sure he sets some consistent lap times, because I think it is fair to say that Sutters in that Lexus could be better on pace than him. So he's just got to be careful now, he's no longer in the slipstream.
4.5 laps to go.
Could be close at the end.
I mean, Langstadler's pace was great, and I'm pretty sure he won't lose 4 seconds. But yeah, it is.
So.
Don't want to jinx anything. But he was really consistent, even in dirty air and the slipstream. He never had problems with the track limits.
Well, again, I don't want to be biased, but I'm all for the 1-2. I'm never going to complain about it.
Serious question: what sort of steroids you feed the pit crew of Joe?
I don't know. I really don't know what they did.
I mean, they went to the pit with a gap less than a second, and he came out with a 4-second gap.
Yeah, I want to know what pit crew he's got. I'm going to hire him for my races. It's crazy. Looks like Clark is keeping pace with Sutters at the moment, though. Catching slightly, I think. It's definitely hard to tell at this stage, but Clark, I'm not sure if he's going to be patient, wait till the end of the race. I think he's just going to go for that third position.
Yeah, but he has to get in striking range. I mean, you
see at the end of all the straights, though, he catches massively.
Might be a similar phenom to what happened to Langstadler. If he will lose the slipstream at one point, Sutters should be able to shake him off.
Yeah, it looks like Sutters got some decent pace around here, but that car's definitely holding him back a little bit, I think it's fair to say. And then Stein, I feel, is just a little bit too far back to even think about the podium at this stage. We'll see though, anything can happen.
Definitely. Personal best here from Clark. Sutters is incredibly good in the corners, especially in this heavy Lexus brick.
Kabinski is side by side with Mays. Barreau just in the background, ready to capitalise on any mistakes these two make.
Let's see,
They're both equal in the braking. Is Kabinski going to be brave? Isn't left the room. I mean, he wasn't fully alongside though. It's worth pointing out. Thoreau's got a penalty from somewhere.
I think he cut at the first part of turn 1. But he looked
it was
really much on the inside. Kabinski now with the attack.
Should get him here. Scirocco has good braking. He's left a little bit though, and he's been shoved off.
And then it's Mace who's sanding him off. A very, very unlucky moment here for Kabinski.
It's one of them moments where when you're in the car you can see that coming from a mile away, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. Of course, nothing of this happened on purpose. I think Mace was just a little bit far to the inside. Car outbalanced on the sausage curb, and then you get wide. But yeah, if you try to go side by side through a corner, you should make sure that you avoid sausage curbs.
Unlucky. I don't think Kabinski did anything wrong there, and he's been punished, unfortunately.
It's ruined a much better result. I mean, he was up to P6. Pretty sure
now, it looks like
this would have been the maximum.
Yeah.
Stein is 8 seconds away. Yeah, and Langstadler is keeping the gap to Sutters consistent on
impressive for
4 seconds.
And yeah, Sutters has made a gap also to Clark. So
and Clark is now out of slipstream.
Fair enough.
So yeah, the top 5 look pretty much sorted. I think without bitter mistakes, we won't see any position changes. Then
I think it's fair to say also, for Sutter's case, looking at who are in those top 2, I think 3rd is really the best you can hope for.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, race 2 is still a different one, as Joe and Langstadler will be much closer in the grid to him than in the first race. Kabinski sitting on a half-second penalty. Should
I'm
be
honest though, the one to look out for in race 2
behind.
is definitely Kabinski. Out of position, like a lot of the time he is in these second races, unfortunately. Langsadler's got a 1 second penalty, but this shouldn't affect him too much if he just keeps it clean and tidy.
And let's see how the gap is shrinking.
Definitely going to shake it up a little bit.
Definitely lose more than 1 second, but should
There's
be
something
not
in the back of
enough.
his head telling him to worry.
As long as he keeps Sutters out of slipstream range, he should be fine.
No more mistakes. That's all he needs.
But this is definitely something you don't want to see in your rear mirror. This angry Lexus.
What, the Lexus is angry or the driver's angry? Probably both this weekend. Or this Wednesday.
Yeah. Probably.
I will say to Will though, and I do love him for this, he hasn't made that car properly chrome by the looks of it. That was one thing I worried about when I first saw his livery, but I don't think that is actually chrome. I hate racing against chrome cars.
Yeah, it is.
Is it actually chrome?
I think it's maybe some brushed chrome or something, but it is not chrome.
It's not as bad as chrome.
No.
It's impossible to drive against chrome cars. Yeah, it looks like everyone's just going to settle down where they are at this point. I don't really see any more moves happening.
Maybe Winkle against Kubinski.
I'll point out one thing though that Joe's just done today. He's just done a Grand Slam. I mean, when was the last time that happened? Sahin? When he was driving for you guys? Must have been.
I'm pretty sure something like this happened with Davison, maybe Hamza. There were a lot of quick guys in between who
I
could
just
have been.
remember Shine doing it every week.
Yeah, but it was a time where the Hyundai was slightly overpowered, and a friendly on-the-edge motorsport driver killed himself in the final lap in Red Bull Ring in the wet.
I wonder who that was.
I have no clue. But really deserved win here for Witt. Langsteller is bringing home the 1-2 for Team Spirit, so great result for them.
Come on, boys.
Sutters P3, Clark on P4. It wasn't really in striking range for the podium here. Van Hart, good race. I think he can be happy with it, of course, if you qualify P3. Expect a bit more. Lucas Mays on P6, Sereo on P7. I think the best he could do with the car. P8 for Kubinski, unlucky day for him. Good strategy, but luck was not on his side. Winkel P9. I have no clue what happened to Thielen. He was so good in the race for, I think, the first half till the pit stop.
He set a 2-minute 8, 2-minute 8, and a 2-minute 16, so he must have made some kind of mistakes at some point.
And then it's Page, who had a really good race today. So, of course, I will spam you with screenshots now. So from what we
Kavinsky's already pointed out.
So screenshots.
As Monza races go, though, I think it's fair to say that was quite a good one.
It was good. We had really clean turn one. We had, of course, it was maybe clean because we didn't have that much battles, to be honest. But the battles we saw were most of the time clean. And yeah, it is always difficult to go side by side through the first and second chicane. I think it's almost impossible to do it in the final chicane in the Ascari.
I mean, I don't want to go boring steward mode here, but I'm gonna give you my insight on that already. If that does get reported, I think it's definitely on the overtaking car to make sure he done it carefully. And in that case, because Mays was trying to overtake that position again and go back for it around the outside, he would have been on the inside for the next corner. It was his responsibility not to make contact. Unfortunately, contact did happen. So
I mean, it is nothing that
intentionally or not.
That happened on purpose, but yeah, you have to make sure that you make the corner that you can stay on your line. And if you bump over the sausage curb, it is usually the fact that your car is just going straight to the border of the track. And unfortunately, Kubinski was there. And this is stuff that can happen. But what is a bit annoying for me, it was pretty easy for Mace to give back the position to Kubinski.
Agreed.
I mean, yeah, you're fighting for every point, but I think Mace is not competitive in both of the championships. I mean, Tyler Davidson might win the Tom Coronel Trophy with just showing up twice. Or maybe Brands Hatch next week because it's a car that could fit the Swift.
I mean, he's new to this league, and he's just kind of expected to give that position. But I'm sure he'll learn. And it didn't look intentional. It's just that those kind of incidents happen all the time at this circuit.
It was just a driving error, and yeah, if you bump, I think this is a situation. Everyone who ever raced a competitive league race had the situation when you bumped yourself over a sausage curb or the car on the inside did it, and then the track is getting really tight and there's not much that you can do. When you hit the sausage curb, you're about being passenger. You can just step on the brakes and hope that your car starts steering sometimes.
Apparently Joe does not have the results.
Yes, no problem. Screenshots. And I don't want to make a screenshot. So sorry for the blue screen, my friends. Be invited, and if the lag is big enough, the stewards will have a look and sort it out.
Yeah,
we had similar incidents on round 2 on Watkins Glen. When people didn't get penalized because the lag was.
Speaking of lag, though, it has been a lot better for certain drivers these last couple of rounds. Even Thorejo, I think it's fair to say, he's had much better lag today.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm hosting in quite a couple of leagues, but streaming and hosting is always kind of difficult as I'm usually having the stream opened, and live streaming is also pulling a lot of Wi-Fi capacity. And yet just the minimal drop is causing, unfortunately, big enough lag to make it as we saw. On Interlagos, everything worked. On Watkins Glen, it was undrivable. I mean, we saw some footage and...
Yeah, it looked crazy.
So yeah, but we're about to go for race 2. I'm pretty sure the favorites will be the same, even if they're now starting from the back. I mean, if Kubinski can keep it clean...
Kubinski's the favourite for me. Yeah. I don't know. I think where you look where he is and the pace that he has today, and he usually has, he'd be disappointed if he doesn't win.
Pretty sure that I think he has everything to win the race, but it really depends on how quick he can overtake the 3 cars in front of him.
I mean, one of them's his teammate.
How easy the 3 guys in the back getting through the grid. And yeah, if he can keep the car on track, it would also be very helpful.
See, Thoreau's already
Thielen
under pressure.
going immediately for an overtake attempt.
He's missed his braking there, though.
And Serreo got resetted. This is turn 1.
Inside wit. I was just commenting on how Thoreau's got better lag today. He was just inside wit there.
So we have currently Thielen in the lead. Page under pressure from Winkel and Kubinski.
Oh, that's Winkle off! Oh dear. It's Winkle and Page, I think.
Page is still in P2.
Still there. That's lucky for Kubinski because he's already out in the lead after Lesmo won. I don't know what happened there.
Must have been Winkel and Thielen.
True, yeah.
Yes,
Thielen's out of position here.
Both dropped back very, very far.
Just looked like he missed his braking there. That's super
unfortunate. It looked a bit weird. Oh yeah, this is already telling.
He's already apologised.
Van Aert, really aggressive move there against Page here. Brilliant overtake on the inside. I think Page was a bit surprised of that move. Clean executed. Sutter's already on P5. So yeah, of course, with Langstadler and also Sutter's are benefiting from the carnage that happened in front of them.
Witz also quietly made his way past Langstadler at some point on the lap.
And it's good to see that everyone of the cars behind avoided the collision, it seems like.
Throw on the undercut now. I think that's really the best thing Ruben can do here.
Yeah, definitely.
It worked well for Kubinski.
Then it's Page who missed the braking point, almost ran into one of the TTs. Must have been Clark.
Clark.
Yes, Clark now under pressure here from the Candy Cotton
Peugeot
Peugeot RZZ. Inside line here for Joe Witt. And
just when he thinks it's enough,
one of the cars is wide.
That's
in
Lucas
the gravel.
Mays.
Lucas Mays, yes. Wasn't a fight with Will Sutters. I just saw that one car is off, and I saw that Sutters and Mays were really close. But I mean, it's the exit of the second chicane. If you just tap the gravel with your rear tire, it can spin you around. At least I haven't heard contact on my headphones, which is a good sign for no incident. But Stein van Hart is catching up very, very quick to Kubinski. He currently seems to be quicker than the Scirocco.
He's got good pace here. This could be interesting. I don't think they are going to work together. I know they're not in the same party with each other, so I think it should be a battle here. We hope to see a battle.
And then it's Sutters who already pulled a gap of 1.5 seconds to Joe Witt, Clark and Langstadler.
Stein also with the fastest lap so far, so he is on really good pace here at the start of the second reverse grid race.
He's not going for the move in turn 1.
He's going to bide his time after Curva Grande. Hopefully he'll find a good exit or a good gap going into the second chicane. Don't ask me what the chicanes are called, because I have no clue.
And they have
and that's a 1.5 second penalty for Sutters.
Oh, that's a big one. That will him drop massively
really
back.
Harm him. He might lose up to 3 or 4 positions here out of that.
Yeah, I think Langstadler and what is the gap between... even Thielen is still in striking range.
That's really unfortunate. I'm sure Joe, though, will be grinning ear to ear.
Definitely, I think this is maybe the best thing that can happen to the trainer followers. The TT and both Peugeots.
Stein's dropped back again a little bit from Kubinski. Kubinski's managed to make a little bit more of a gap out of the Lesmos.
Yeah, I think sector 2 is more the Scirocco sector.
Through Ascari now, Stein seems to have caught up a little bit through here. This is a corner again. I said Kubinski was struggling a lot on, so Stein might have another run.
How much position Sutters is losing?
It's gonna be a lot.
On pace.
He's going to lose the Langstadler as well, unless he's brave on the brakes. But he's let it through.
Now in the chasing pack.
There's some
now the gap
slipstream
between
there from Kubinski.
Van Aert is really, really close to Kubinski.
He seems to not be pushing him here. Kubinski, you can see, desperately putting on his hazard lights, trying to work with him. Might be the smartest thing to do if you see Joe coming up behind them too. If they battle too much, it's just going to let Joe get through.
But it looked a bit like the car was not powerful enough to really go for the move out of the slipstream.
Also, I saw in the background Langstadler's just pit, lap 4. That wasn't related to fuel. I think he's gone for a tiny bit of an undercut here.
Must have had a mistake. Otherwise, I don't know how he could drop back behind Serrao. And Serrao pitted early, but now there's a 2-second gap between him and Langstadler.
True. I mean, oh yeah, 2:07 was Lang. Oh no, that was because he was in the pits.
No, it was the pit lap.
Good point.
I mean, maybe he dropped a bit back on a mistake or on an incident and then decided to go for the slightly earlier pit
Langstadler's
stop.
got fresh tyres. I think he must have pitted for tyres as well. He's got fresh tyres there.
Oh yes.
Might be where... Oh no, he didn't pit last lap. Why is he pitting for tyres? Because he didn't do that last race, did he?
No, he didn't do it. Van Aert and Kubinski both losing time on Joe Witt. Both going to the pits now. No, Stein is staying out.
Stein stayed out.
Then it's also Clark and
Sutter's
Sutter's fastest lap for Joe.
Lucas May's also into the pits. Obviously, Freddie Winkle go with them.
Yes, he's going to the inside. Serrao was already in the pits. And same
on
for
my screen
Page on Langstadler.
Got a visual glitch. It said on my screen that Freddie's pitted every single lap so far.
Yeah, this is. I think this kind of bug is in the game since day one, but why fix it?
I've never noticed that. True, why fix it? You know what they need to do instead? Add an ambulance.
I mean, for me, it's shown that Lucas Mays pitted in lap 2 and lap 4. Lucas Mays picked up a 3-second penalty, so definitely.
Don't worry.
Pit lane
Joe
violation.
Witt has pitted lap 1, 2, and 3.
Interesting.
And he's still second. He's also got a Luigi helmet on for this race. Just noticed. Wonder what the meaning behind Luigi is.
Maybe because it's Italian and I have no clue about these ideas.
I lost track after Watkins Glen.
Wow, Watkins Glen. Stein van Hart is doing a really good job so far. Solid lap
He's
times.
lost a little bit of time though, but you'd expect that.
But it will be really interesting to see if Joe can make this massive gain in the pit lane again against Stein this time.
He's saved a bit more on fuel compared to Stein. Only ever so slightly, by a litre, but that might be the difference.
Yeah, but this is not a 3-second difference. Okay, Stein is going for fresh tyres. So
Stein's gone for fresh tyres, yeah.
So Joe
might be a lapse
will
of judgment from him and Langstadler this race.
become the new leader, or will it be Kubinski?
It's going to be close. Both hit the braking
Side by side.
Joe doesn't lift out, cuts across really well there. Just covers the inside for the next part of the corner. Kubinski's going to be in the slipstream coming around Curva Grande now. Is he going to look for a move around what the outside of this corner is? It turns into the inside of the next corner, second chicane at this circuit. He's going to have a really big toe here. Obviously, these two teammates last season, they fought last season too. Are they going to fight again? No. A lot of respect from these two.
Also, Clark gained some time in the pit lane. Sutter's a bit wide in the gravel here. Losing more time to the Audi TT. And Langstadler, after the pit stops, on P8.
Also with a penalty.
Sitting on a penalty. I honestly hope that it was a different reason than a mistake, and he would come out of the pits at P5, because that would have meant that Ruben is on P4 or something. But unfortunately, it's P8.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, he's gone into the back of the row there. I was just about to say, this race has been very polarising compared to the highs of the last race. Definitely lows of this one. Thoreau's picked up a penalty from that as well. I know these two are definitely both in a party with each other. I'm sure that would have been an instant apology, but we'll see if that gets reported to the stewards.
It is Ruben. He would never report anything.
True, true.
He was killed in Road Atlanta in the last lap, and I suggested him to report, and he said, "Yeah, we'll see. I'm here for having fun," and that's okay. That's
a good mindset.
So Kubinski keeps the pressure high to Joe Witt.
That's a really... Oh, he cut that really, really tight. Not sure if that was the quickest way to take that, though.
He lost about half a second. Brings Clark back in striking range.
He needs to compose a bit more, because I don't think I've seen him take that lap ever. Take it like that before. If I'm Clark in this situation, I'm going to go straight for that position. Oh, he's already got a penalty. Why do I talk?
That should be the chances for the win for your favorite.
Yeah, that's it now.
I mean, at least you went for a bit of an outsider's call, while I went for the obvious choice.
I mean, you'd be wrong to bet against Joe at this stage. Unless Tyler's here, but even so.
Yeah, but even Tyler, I think there's nothing he could do in the Swift. At least nothing. And the host crashed for me.
The lobby's crashed. Well, that's an interesting one.
Very interesting.
I'm sure in about 10 seconds we're going to get flooded with messages asking what's happened. Yeah, there you go. So what's that? Potentially see a rerun next week of this race? It's usually what happens.
Yes.
Either that or we... Nah, I don't think we were far enough in to make a judgment on what could have happened at the end there. Well, that's a sudden end.
Gonna discuss it in the stewards. I mean, the thing is that no one could save a replay, and so
yeah,
report.
And there were definitely incidents.
Isn't judgeable. I mean, we had it in the last lap at Interlagos 2 seasons ago.
So Kavinsky might get another chance. He's still my favourite to win race 2. But yeah, that's an unfortunate way to end, I guess.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Kubinski shitted his pants as the lobby crashed, and he probably thought it was only him again.
Thought it was a disconnect again, like every week.
I mean, since he's not in the parties anymore, I think he fixed it.
Yeah, it's a lot better now for him.
Okay, my headset is trying to die as well. I think we're getting a 5-lap sprint race. Positions taken.
I wish you could hear yourself right now.
Oh, I'm robotic. I love this headset.
You're very robotic.
Okay, try to fix it.
We'll wait for Dominik Thiesen to fix his headset.
I hope it should be better now.
It's fixed now, yeah.
I'm a doctor.
These robots, you know, these AI taking all our jobs. It's become too scary.
Okay, pretty sure we're getting a 5 lap.
That's better than rerunning it next week. That's good.
Hey, and already first ticket popped up.
I think it's Freddie.
Reported himself. All good.
Good sport. Yep, 5 lap sprint race is the right call. Or 4 laps. Sorry, 4 laps, because not all the cars can make 5 laps. A rolling start. Fair enough. Be interesting to
I mean,
see
you could just
how the grid's
increase
set
the
up.
fuel for about 5 liters or something.
No. Come on, let's not be stupid here. just make the race less.
Probably it is a general connection problem for Joe, because I haven't seen any response.
Yeah, his Wi-Fi might have gone. Someone might have to take initiative here if he doesn't respond quickly.
I think this is the first ever self-report we got in GTRC history.
Yep, Joe's here. Right,
Okay,
that's
perfect.
good. Oh, yep, the lobby's back as well. Cool. We should get back going for a 4-lap sprint race by the looks of it.
Well, will be a long stream.
Oh, the
Room
room's
not
not found.
I think it is currently opening.
I'm looking at the rooms on my friends list, and there's one called Gentle Me Driver Classic. Pretty sure he meant gentleman, but Gentle Me sounds like something completely different.
If I just look to my friends' lobbies, there's just full try-hard car
All
test
sweaty.
lobbies. JCR Racing Team Practice. IRC Test EGTC Season 3. VGTM Test Blue Sharks Racing Season 3 EGTC. Speedbots Motorsport Testing EGTC.
I'm going to give a quick shout out to 2 other leagues going on at the moment as well. Apparently, GTSRL and FTRL and URL. Best of luck, you guys. Apparently doing a league right now, according to my friends list.
So, where is the lobby? Can I join now? Still room not found. Could you join the lobby?
I'll give it another go. I think that might... Yeah, room not found.
He might.
Will's hosting one now.
Okay. Yeah! Legs on Monza.
Well, there's worse tracks that could be laggy.
I'm pretty sure if you once have the disconnect, you have to restart the entire game, maybe even your PlayStation, because otherwise you get a different net type, and then people can't join you. Okay, Will's lobby is up.
So how will the grid work for this? Will it be the same as the start of the race, or
I
has it
hope
lagged out?
Mr. Sutters has a good brain and will take it from lap 7.
Gonna have to look back at the stream to look at the
call.
grid.
At least that was the call.
So Kabinski's been given a lifeline there. That 1 second penalty will go. Don't mess it up.
first time ever he will enjoy a lobby crash.
Just waiting for all the drivers to get back in now. I think actually we're just missing one, which is Joe by the looks of it.
He can't leave his own lobby, probably. He's caught in his own lobby. Just waiting for the messages. Can we just start without Joe?
Let's just give him the win and we'll do the race without him.
I mean, I don't even know why these guys are so tryharding for EGTC. Because on the current BOP, I think there is only 2 drivable cars, the rest is just rubbish.
And what are those 2 drivable cars, if you wish to enlighten us?
Huracan and Audi R8, the Evo.
Really?
Yes.
Do you use different cars by any chance?
No. But there is about 4 splits, and I think 5 teams can go for 1 car. I think we should have a pretty early pick and should at least get one of these cars. There's a custom BOP limited to power and weight, but not to PP, so you can play a lot around. You can, on natural charged cars like the M6, you can put in a bigger turbocharger. The only car you can't do it is a BRZ, for obvious reason, because then it would just be overpowered and 1 second quicker than the rest. It's really interesting, but
in the league that me, Sutters and Kabinski are doing on Mondays, we're not allowed to change the turbos on. We're allowed to tune, but not allowed to change the turbos.
yeah,
And in that league I've got a massive success balance because apparently I'm too quick. So that's nice. Cheers, guys.
I mean, I don't know how much of a fan I am of the extended turbochargers. I mean, some cars definitely benefited from it, but like the Peugeot RCZ is now drivable. But I would have wished for a different BOP that, because Audi, Lamborghini were the cars to go last season. Ferrari was also in it, but now it's a bit struggling, I think.
I don't think the Ferrari's as good anymore. In general, in the last set of BOP for this game, the Ferrari was quite good. But I haven't actually tested the cars in this current BOP. I know the Supra is good, but the Supra is always good.
I mean, usually Audi, Lamborghini and Ferrari just have a problem if you race on high tire wear, but the tire wear is 1 times, and so it's literally nothing.
Oh yeah, you're safe then.
And fuel is on 2 times, so you have more problems with fuel than with tires, so tires are always fine.
Porsche is an option then. Porsche's always good.
Yeah, but Porsche is underpowered because the I don't know what it is in. It is on 528 bhp is the maximum power. I think the Porsche is about 20 or 25 bhp lower than this.
Jeez.
And as the Porsche is not a natural charged car, you are not allowed to put a turbocharger in it. Otherwise, it would be great. But it's still in the top 6, so even with the lower power, Porsche is a solid car. Okay, this Rayo looks definitely worse than before.
See, I can't really talk much on tuning GR3s. We did that last season on this Monday League, a GT Invitational, and I was stuck with a Corvette, and you can imagine how that went. But this season we're using Group 2, which is a nice refreshing change.
Yeah,
and
so nice.
Kabinski has pulled the short straw and he's got the Audi.
Isn't GTRS LT whatever really long shortcut for a league name? Are they running Super Formula?
I have no clue.
I'm pretty sure I heard about them. But there's a German league that is, I think, called GTSL, and Pekka raced a Super Formula race in one league that was similar with an extra letter. I think GTRSL or something like that.
Oh, I love leagues on this game, but when you ask me what the names of any of them are, I think they're all made-up letters. Sometimes I forget GTRC is what it's called. They need to have, like, interesting names.
Still
like,
waiting on Joe.
I don't know. Rocket-powered racing league.
Yeah, I think
That's
Joe.
what my racing league would be called.
Joe has just the nut type error.
Yeah, he's
So
gonna have to restart his
restarting
PlayStation.
should fix it.
I think we're gonna wait for him because we're nice.
Yeah, pretty sure we're gonna do. I mean, it wouldn't make that much difference because I think in the last 2 rounds he can have a barbecue next to the track and just watch the races.
There he is.
Finally.
Don't have to wait long. Or much longer. Just watching Lang, sadly, who's taken a really different interpretation of the track limits there. He's just driven into Thorejo. It's going to be interesting to see a 4-lap dash. Not sure who will come out on top, to be honest. Because even if it is a rolling start, some of the cars on the grid are definitely going to be a bit more compressed than they were previously.
I'm a bit worried about turn 1 now, even if it is a rolling start.
It's going to be balls to wall for some people.
Yeah, and they can be really, really motivated to now. I mean, it's just 4 laps. If you gain 2 positions just at the start of turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, if you gain a position, turn 1 lap, 1 here, then you've only got to defend it 3 more times at that corner.
So quick impression about the grid.
Really
it is Kubinski in the front. Then we have Joe Witt,
interesting.
Clark, Sutters, Van Hart, Thielen, Sereo, Langstadler, Mace, Winkle, and Page. So this is the order we're starting in.
Oh no, Kubinski's in second now.
Yeah, Kubinski is shown for me in first. Now, on track it is Joe for me on first, but Kubinski has the 1. Really interesting glitch.
That's very peculiar. Is Kubinski a lap ahead? Kubinski's on lap 2.
Yeah, for me it's...
Kubinski is a lap ahead, right.
Now
he's on
fixed.
lap 1.
Now it's fixed. Thank you, game.
We had that glitch the other week as well in another league. They need to fix it.
It's polyphony, it will never fix anything. Everyone made it through turn 1. No issues this time. For
I think our
no
concerns
good
have subsided
reason,
a little bit.
there's no gap shown for me. Oh yeah, the lobby is looking much laggier than before.
I don't really need gaps though to tell you that Kubinski was all over the back of Joe there.
Yeah, that's true.
There's gaps between everyone other than the top 2 for me. Dougie round at Lesmo 1.
Sutters attacking Clark here. Made the move before the Ascari. So P3 at the moment for Sutters.
I think it's hard to tell whether he's actually in the slipstream, Kubinski here though.
I hope it will fix when they cross the line. I think he should be in the slipstream.
Probably will be, yeah. But Kubinski, by the looks of it, is working with Joe. Which, I mean, it's definitely one way to do it. Wait until the last lap to fight, but he's just gone wide at Parabolica. What is that car? What is that corner called now? It's not Parabolica anymore, is it? It's Curva de Michele Alboreto.
For me, it's still Parabolica. You can rename the
Still
corners
Parabolica.
however you want. This is also at the Nürburgring on the Grand Prix course when the curve that was always called Dunlop curve, the hairpin, now is...
Is it not Dunlop anymore?
No, I think it's Goodyear.
Goodyear, what?
No one will ever call
That
it
seems
Goodyear
stupid.
curve.
No, it's always a Dunlop curve. Fair enough.
It is. What about Dominik? Okay, now I have gaps, so for me the gap between Kubinski and Sutters is 1 minute and 54.
Flawless game.
At least. Oh, who's sitting on a penalty? I think it's Clark. Oh no, it's
No, it's Thielen.
Thielen. I'm pretty sure these guys are happy that this race is only 3 laps.
Yeah, Kaminski's dropped back quite a little bit to Joe. He's going to have to start worrying about Sutters this next 2 laps.
He's almost 2 minutes ahead, so he's fine.
True. Sorry, stupid of me to forget.
And now he's again really, really close.
He's gone wide again out of Ascari. Always
This
Ascari that gets him, and
might be the
Sutters is
penalty.
right on him.
Sutters now has the inside line.
He's just alongside a Parabolica, has to back out there. See that?
Yeah, he had the
superior
slipstream
straight
of
line
Joe
speed.
Witt, and Will was fully in the wind.
Oh, but Kaminski's wide at Parabolica again, and that Sutters through quite easily. He will fight that position though. Oh, never mind.
He will not help.
Looks like Witt's giving Kabinski the slipstream. Kabinski's going to try it around the outside. Doesn't make it stick though. Oh, he's stuck his nose in. That's Sutters off, but Kabinski lagged a bit there. It's hard to tell that one. I think
It
Kabinski
looked
should give the position back.
like Kubinski caused a little contact here to Sutters, and Sutters dropped back to P5.
It would have been optimistic even without the lag for Kabinski to make that overtake.
I mean, it
Good
looked
move
good
from Clark though.
until there was a really big lag spike.
Yeah.
Kubinski half second we had this before.
I think a general rule of thumb though, you don't want to go outside of those corners. You can, but let's face it, 9 times out of 10 it ends in a crash.
Definitely. I mean, we have to watch the footage. We obviously
True.
can see that it's very laggy.
It looks like now Joe's just going to run away with this, which, I mean, again, we wouldn't call you stupid for putting money on that.
But is Van Aert now getting a chance for the podium, or he's getting now trouble from Sutters?
There's definitely an outside chance here, isn't he?
Has the
He's
inside line
already got
against
a podium in
Sutters?
this league. I think Van Aert's already had a podium in this league. Never a win though.
Kubinski again really wide. It's hard to judge if he really was wide or it's just lag, but
I think he is going wide there. Again, the car on the outside
against
slipstream.
Sutters again.
He's ahead by the corner, but Sutters is better on the brakes. Lets Van Aert through though. Oh, never mind. Did you have that lag as well, or was that just me?
Yes, but Van Aert looked for me in front, and then
Yeah.
he just teleported.
He's definitely ahead now.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. And Kubinski lost more than 2 minutes on Sutters. Mace is apologizing. Pretty sure it was an
Heavy
incident
on the
with
brakes for
Ferreiro.
Van Aert there. And that Sutters right back through should be for Lesmo 1. Door banging going down into the entrance, but has to let Sutters through here.
So Mace apologizing. Sereo dropped down to P10. You don't need to be a
Suspect there was
magician
an
to
incident
see.
between those two. It's the final lap though. Completely lost track of that.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
only 4. So yeah, Joe is running to an almost flawless race. Fastest lap is currently held by Sutters.
Oh, that's sliding. What was that sliding? Maybe that was lag, sorry.
Clark should go with P2, benefiting from the little incident between Kubinski and Sutters.
Yeah, another solid race from Clark. He's one that I talk to you quite a lot outside the races, and he's got a good attitude. I'm glad he's getting good results, to be honest.
And Sutters should stay in front of Van Hart. It's P4 for Sutters, Van Hart P5, Langstadler, good 4-lap race from him, P6, P7 from Lucas Mays, P8 for Winkel, Thielen P9, Sereo P10. And Page, unfortunately, I think focus was gone after the lobby crash, P11.
Well, this was an eventful evening.
Definitely. More action than we expected.
Not the usual kind of action as well. I mean, you know, you could have predicted this before today. Joe would be on fire, and he has been on fire today. Win both races, pole in race 1, and I think that's fastest lap in both races too.
Oh, come on, he's even wearing a Luigi suit. Yeah, congratulations, Luigi. It was a great event. I think some stuff might pop up in the reports.
That one was good though. Enjoyed that. Definitely from a spectator point of view.
Save the replay. Quickly screenshot the results. And then we are good to go. And what is next week? Is it next week? Carnage incoming. I think the last time we were there.
When was the last time? That was when...
Oh, I think it was when one of the Johto guys started fighting.
Oh, Christ. Yeah.
Fighting Witchell while he tried to lap them.
All I can remember, something happened with Witchell.
No, he went off track and just came back immediately in front of Witchell and completely ruined the win from Witchell. I think Soraya got away with the win there.
I think that was when Witchell still had an outside chance for the championship, because I remember him telling me over and over that he needed to get good results at Brands Hatch.
Pretty sure. And yeah, completely ruined it. No, was
always an eventful race though.
Great evening. I don't want to say the F word to my headset, so I will leave you till next week and see you there. Brands Hatch